Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Drew. I've been playing pool for over 10 years, and I'm making this series of videos to try and help you with your 8-ball game. Today, I'm going to start a new series I call Position Play. Now, position play is something we could make thousands of videos on, and there's countless of other people doing it on YouTube right now that you could take a look at. What I offer you today is to look at some 8-ball matches that we've shot with my team in APA and break down some things. In this episode, I'm going to start with two things. The first thing is going to be position play, how I look at position and how I visualize position and where I want to get to on the table. And the second thing we're going to look at is using the rails. A little more advanced with using the rails. I would probably say APA skill levels 4, 5, 6 is where you really start to get into that. But I don't like to put people in silos. So take a look at this and see if it's something that can help you in your game. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. We got Shon Fergie shooting right now. Fergie boy. He's stripes. He's choosing the right ball to shoot, if you ask me. You can make those other balls down the table, but they're far away and you're kind of on the rail. There's no need to do that. I think we can get better shape on that. Let's look at the shape. The first thing I look at is, where do I want these balls to go? They go in a lot of pockets, right? They go in this pocket, they go in the side pocket, they go in this side pocket. They don't really go here because they have to be a combo unless you get on one of them in a kind of a weird predicament. They even go down here if you need them to go down there. But the one I like, that I think is the most obvious to get them to, is this pocket here. So what does the shape look like to get to that? What I like to do when I look at shape for these balls is I kind of imagine triangles behind each ball, like this. This is a good zone to land in where you can still control the cue ball. If you come out of these zones and shooting that ball, you kind of make yourself kind of a hard angle, and you're going to have to really put some spin on the ball to keep yourself in a decent position. If you land in these zones, the position, the cue ball control afterwards is easy. And no matter how good you are at shooting very difficult shots, we want to make this as easy as possible. So with those zones in mind, let's take a look at the shot he's shooting. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Now let's take a look at the cue ball angle. Now this is the next thing I want to look into is vision. Where you see the cue ball going after it makes contact. Now, someone who doesn't have as much experience as, say, a skill level 7 or 6, someone maybe newer to the game, maybe a skill level 3, might say, I know it goes this way. I know it goes somewhere over here. Does it scratch? Does it hit the 3? I'm not sure. I just know it goes in that direction. Now, if we have someone, say a skill level 4 or 5, might say, I know it doesn't hit the 3 ball. I think I'm good. I'm somewhere on that rail. It's not going to scratch. It's not going to hit the 3 ball. It's somewhere here. And if we take that vision a step further, once you get used to where the cue ball is going to go and how to work whitey, you might say, I know I'm not going to hit the 3, and I know I'm going to hit the rail right here. Now, if you're to that point and you're looking at it and you know where you can hit the rail, then this is where my advice is going to come into play. If you know you're going to hit the rail right there, I invite you to take that a step further and look at where it's going to come off of the rail. Now, this angle is just like when you're banking a ball or kicking. If that's something you can already start to visualize, to know what these balls do when they hit a rail in a certain way without spin, I'm not talking about spinning this cue ball whatsoever, then you know that the cue ball is going to go along that line. And you'll see that we're going to start entering that good zone. If we take it all the way to this rail, you might want to look at and make sure that you're not going to scratch. In this case, I don't think you are. If you take it a step further, you might say, we're going to start rolling this way. You might be able to see 2 rails away from this ball. What I'm looking at is to be able to look at this for the 3rd arrow, look at this rail over here and be able to use it to help you get into better position on things. Because I can tell you right now, if you stop short and you sit here and try and slow roll this ball in, this zone, which is not something I highlighted, is the worst zone you want to be in, because it's putting you on this silly combo to shoot them this way that I said we didn't want to do. We don't want to do that. So you need to roll out of that. and again, extend that line into our good zone. So now we're looking at timing it, hitting the right speed to land in this big old zone right here. And that's going to put you in the best position. Let's take a look and see how Shon plays this. All right, look at this. Fergie landed perfectly. He's on the 9 ball perfectly. We're going to start by looking at this line. One last piece of advice in this video here. So now, look at the tangent line. This is where you're headed. You're going to miss the 6, if you can see it. Then you're going to come off the rail and come back. Now, why I'm even bringing this up is because the worst place you want to land is frozen on this rail, which is what's going to happen if you try and slow roll this ball. Instead, I invite you to use the rail and come back out and land on this half of the line, not on this half of the line. If you end up slow rolling this ball and trying to land perfectly in this zone, you don't have a good stroke. The ball could come up short. This 9 ball could come up short. Lots of silly things can happen. Give it a nice stroke. You know you're going to hit this rail right here and come off perfectly. Let's take a look at it. See how he does. Let's see. Made the shot off the rail. Look at this. Look at that. Not sitting on the rail. He's got a nice position here. He's looking right down. Center ball, straight in shot, perfect. And leaves himself almost straight on the 8 ball. So what do you think? Are you guys using the rails? Let me know down below if there's anything you want to see coming up in the next few videos. Got plenty more to show you guys. Looking forward to it. Keep shooting.